My sister texted, "We voted, you're not part of the wedding anymore." I nodded. They laughed in the group chat mocking me. But when the venue called to confirm a canceled deposit, it wasn't so funny anymore. My sister texted me, "We voted, you're not part of the wedding anymore." That was it. No context. No warning. Just that sentence. I was standing in line at the grocery store when it came through. I reread it twice, thinking maybe I missed something earlier in the conversation. I hadn't. That was the only message. At first I thought it was a joke. A twisted, passive-aggressive kind of Amanda joke. But then I remembered the tone she'd had last week when I asked her if the florist had sent the updated invoice. She told me not to stress the small stuff, and that people like me ruin the vibe of weddings. People like me. I'd paid for the florist, and the deposit on the venue, and the printed invitations. She sent me a mock-up after it had already gone to print, just to inform me that my name wasn't listed as maid of honor anymore. Not even in the bridal party. No one mentioned it after that. Not Amanda. Not Brittany. Not my mom. I was the one who helped Amanda get her credit score high enough to qualify for a car loan last fall. She couldn't have booked that venue without someone else signing the contract. I'd done it, under the condition that she'd take over payments by November. It was December now. I opened the family group chat. I hadn't looked at it in a few days. My stomach turned as I scrolled. Amanda had posted a screenshot of my lack of reply to her text. Brittany responded with, "LOL savage." My mom added a line that just said, "She always takes everything so personally." Then there were 3 laughing emojis. I put my phone down and sat there for a while. They were all in on it. It wasn't just Amanda. The thing is, none of them knew that the venue had called me that morning. They needed the final guest count, the meal selections, and confirmation that the last payment, over $7,000, would be processed the following Friday. They assumed Amanda was handling it. They had no idea that her card had already been declined once, and she told the coordinator it was because the bank froze it after a suspicious charge. I told the venue I'd call them back. I didn't. 2 days passed. I didn't say a word. Amanda continued posting TikToks about wedding hacks and captioning them with things like, 3 weeks until I marry my best friend. My mom uploaded a photo of Amanda trying on a dress with the caption, "Our beautiful bride." Selena chose to sit this one out, but we had such a great day. Sat it out. Though I wasn't invited. That's when I decided I wasn't going to say a single word. I was going to let the countdown keep ticking. I was going to let Amanda's little fantasy wedding keep spinning in her head while the truth waited like a trap. Because when the venue finally realized the payment wasn't coming and they called to cancel, it was going to be loud. By Friday, the venue had called twice. I didn't answer. They left a voicemail the second time, saying they still hadn't received the balance and needed confirmation or they'd be releasing the date. I didn't return that call either. Amanda texted me that same afternoon. Not to apologize, not to backpedal. She just asked if I could send her the invoice again. No, please. No, thank you. Just a demand like I was her personal assistant. I didn't reply. 10 minutes later, she sent a follow-up. "I'm assuming you're still handling that? It's in your name." So, that was all she had to say. I deleted the text without reading more. She had no idea the venue already flagged the account. They just hadn't canceled it yet because my name was on the paperwork and I hadn't responded. Later that night, I got a message from my cousin Danielle. "Hey, is it true you're not in the wedding anymore? Amanda said you chose to pull out." What happened? There it was again. Amanda's spin. That I walked away. That I chose to not be involved in the wedding I was financing. I didn't even bother explaining. People believe what they want to believe, and Amanda always knew how to curate a story that made her look like the victim. Always. Even when she was 18 and crashed my car, she told everyone I had let her drive drunk. She never mentioned the fact she stole the keys. By Sunday, Amanda must have gotten nervous. She tried to play nice. She sent me a video of a pair of shoes she wanted to wear for the rehearsal dinner. Then, without even acknowledging the last few days, she wrote, "Still need you to confirm the final payment. I'll pay you back right after the honeymoon." She wouldn't. He never did. She owed me $4,200 from a business loan I floated her last year for an Etsy shop she abandoned after 3 weeks. I didn't reply. Monday morning, the venue called again. This time I answered. I asked them what would happen if the final balance wasn't paid. They told me they'd hold the date until Friday, but after that the contract would be void and they'd offer it to the next client in line. Thank them. Then I asked them to go ahead and cancel it. No ceremony. No reception. No refunds. They asked if I wanted to notify the bride or if they should. I told them she'd figure it out. Eventually, by Tuesday the group chat was on fire. Amanda's texts were pouring in frantic now. She wrote, "WF did you do? They said you canceled it? Are you seriously that petty? I will never forgive you for this." And then from my mom, "Selena, you went too far. You always do this. You always ruin everything." Brittany added, "This is sick. She's your sister. No one asked why I did it. No one asked what led up to it. They didn't want to know. They had their villain and they were comfortable with it." Amanda's dream wedding collapsed in one voicemail from the venue. No location. No refund. No options that close to the date. But the best part? She still thought she could fix it. Amanda didn't waste time pretending to be hurt. That phase lasted maybe 12 hours. By Wednesday afternoon she was already shifting into strategy mode. She called 3 times then switched to text. "Hey, I know things got out of hand. Can we talk? You don't have to be in the wedding, but can you just help fix this? Mom said maybe you just need time, but there's still a way to salvage this." She attached a screenshot of a different venue. I recognized it. Smaller, cheaper, and definitely still available on short notice. The kind of place people booked for birthday parties and baby showers. Her caption read, "It's not my dream venue, but if we put down a deposit this week we can still make it work. Please." She followed up with, "I'll pay you back right after the wedding. Promise." That last word did it. Promise. She'd said it before, about the Etsy shop, the car payments, the rent when she was between jobs. I didn't answer. That evening she called me from a different number. I only picked up because I didn't recognize it. The second I said hello, she launched in like we were in the middle of a conversation. She told me the venue situation wasn't the end of the world, and that this was a chance to reset everything. Then she started listing numbers, explaining what she needed to secure the new place, how the caterer might be able to switch the date if we moved fast, how it would all be so much easier if we just went back to how things were. I let her talk. For almost 10 minutes. Not once did she apologize. Not once did she say she was wrong. Her voice stayed sweet, almost syrupy, like we were little kids and she was convincing me to sneak cookies before dinner. Then she slipped in the real reason for the call. "So I was thinking, if you could just send like half of what you were going to cover before I can figure out the rest. Maybe ask Nathan's parents. But I really, really need you right now." That was the moment I knew she didn't get it. None of them did. They still saw me as the fallback plan. The one who always came through. After everything she still thought I'd say yes. I hung up. The next morning Brittany messaged me separately. Said Amanda was really emotional, and that the family was going through a lot. She told me Amanda was willing to move on, and that I could still redeem myself by helping with the new booking. Redeem myself. That's what they called it. Like I'd sinned against them. Like they hadn't voted me out of the wedding like some unwanted contestant on a reality show. At this point, Amanda's wedding was 2 weeks away. No venue. No plan. The invitations had already gone out. People had booked flights. There were whispers in the extended family. My aunt texted me asking why Amanda's registry had disappeared. It was unraveling fast. But Amanda wasn't done yet. She had one more trick up her sleeve. And it was the dirtiest one. Amanda's next move wasn't loud. It was subtle. Manipulative. The kind of thing only she could pull off with that practiced voice she used when she wanted to sound fragile. 3 days after the last call, I got a message from my mom. "Amanda told me you're feeling excluded. That you feel like she used you. I didn't know you were still upset about all that. She said she wants to talk, just you two. No drama. Just love." Love. That was rich. I didn't answer. 2 hours later, Amanda sent me a Venmo request. $3,500. The caption read, "Reimbursement. Backup venue, catering, rebooking fees." No question mark. No explanation. Just a casual request for thousands of dollars, like it was a bill she expected me to settle without blinking. Then she texted right after. "Mom said you might help after all. Thank you, seriously. I know you don't want the day to fall apart." I didn't reply. I screenshotted the request and declined it. The next morning, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was Nathan's mom. She introduced herself politely and then wrote, "Amanda said you generously offered to help us rebook the venue. That is incredibly kind, especially after everything. Just want you to know we're grateful and please let us know what you need from us on our end." I stared at that text for a full minute before I responded. "Amanda lied to you. I'm not helping with anything. I canceled the venue. I wasn't invited to the wedding." She didn't respond, but I could imagine the conversation that followed. Nathan wasn't a bad guy. He didn't know the half of what Amanda was like. He always gave her the benefit of the doubt. She probably told him I got emotional, or that I changed my mind. She was good at twisting the truth just enough to make it sound believable. That night, I finally got a call from Nathan himself. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. "Hey Selena, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'd really appreciate a call back. Amanda told me something, but it doesn't make sense." No, it didn't. But it wasn't my job to make it make sense. Not anymore. Amanda had tried to rewrite the story again, painting herself as the one trying to heal the family, while privately tricking people into thinking I was bailing her out. She knew if she said it enough times, someone would believe her. That someone would wire the money. But I didn't budge. I started getting distant texts from relatives. Cold ones. "Your sister's wedding is falling apart and you're just letting it happen? Family is family, Selena. You always were the dramatic one." No one wanted the truth. They just wanted the easy version, the one where I'm the villain who took things too far. And Amanda? She played it perfectly, but even she couldn't stop what came next. By now, Amanda was down to 11 days before the wedding. The original venue was gone, the caterer wouldn't reschedule without a new deposit, and her backup location fell through because she missed the hold deadline. All of it was slipping fast. She stopped texting me directly, but I could see the cracks forming through other people. Danielle told me Amanda was really stressed but staying strong. Brittany updated her Instagram bio to "You'll regret losing a sister like her." My mom posted a quote about forgiveness and choosing peace even when others bring chaos. But underneath all of that was silence. Amanda wasn't posting TikToks anymore. No more wedding prep updates. No more Pinterest boards or countdowns. Then 5 days before the wedding, the truth started leaking. Nathan showed up at my apartment. Not a call. Not a text. He just showed up. I wasn't going to open the door, but I could see him through the peephole and he looked off. Not angry. Just tired. When I opened it, he just stood there and said, "She told me you offered to help." She told everyone. I didn't say anything. I just stepped aside and let him in. He sat on the edge of the couch like he didn't want to get too comfortable, like he already knew this was going to be a conversation that changed everything. Then he said something I didn't expect. "She told me you were sick. Mentally. That you go through these phases. That sometimes you just flip." That's when I laughed. It slipped out before I could help it. Because of course she did. She couldn't make me look like the villain anymore, so she made me unstable. I handed him my phone. I showed him everything. Every invoice, every payment. The florist confirmation with my name. The email from the venue contract. The Venmo request. The text from his mom. The group chat screenshots. He didn't speak for a long time. Then he said, "I paid the photographer in full last week. She told me you had it covered, but you backed out." I nodded. He didn't stay long. Just stood up and thanked me quietly and left. That was it. No drama. No confrontation. 2 hours later, Amanda called me. I didn't answer. Then she called again. Then Brittany. Then my mom. Voicemails started coming in. Amanda sobbing. My mom saying, "You just had to destroy it, didn't you?" Brittany yelling, "You couldn't let her have one good thing." But I didn't say a word. Not even when Amanda's wedding was officially called off. Not postponed. Canceled. No venue. No dress pickup. No photographer. No catering. Half the guests had already booked flights. Some were literally arriving the day the news broke. And just like that, it was over. But even then, they blamed me. It's been 6 weeks since what everyone now calls the wedding that wasn't. Amanda disappeared for a while after the cancellation. No posts, no texts, no stories. Just gone. My mom said she was healing and needed space. Brittany told people Amanda had a breakdown, caused by all the pressure. Not the lies, not the manipulation, just pressure. No one talked about the money, or how many bills were in my name, or the fact that Amanda told Nathan I was mentally unstable to cover her tracks. That part vanished from the narrative real fast. The family rallied around her like she was some war widow. Every Sunday dinner became a mini support group in her honor. I stopped showing up. No one really asked why. 2 weeks ago I ran into Nathan at a gas station. He looked older, quieter. He asked how I was doing, then told me he'd moved back in with his parents. He didn't say much about Amanda, just that things were complicated. I didn't pry. We weren't friends. Later that night, Amanda texted me again. The first message since it all collapsed. You broke everything. That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just a sentence that sounded like it had been waiting inside her, rotting, until she couldn't hold it in anymore. Then she sent a second message. You think you won? You think this makes you better? I didn't reply. I wasn't playing anymore. But the next message, that one almost made me laugh. If you send me even half of what you owe, I can maybe still do something small in spring. Just family. Just the people who actually care. Even after everything, she still believed I owed her. That I should fund the second version of the wedding she blew up herself. Like this was my responsibility. Like the damage was mine. That's when I knew I made the right call. Because Amanda isn't just selfish, she's convinced she's owed. That's the difference. People like that don't change. The family still whispers about me. I know. I hear it secondhand. Selena's always been dramatic. She holds grudges. She overreacted. But none of them offered to cover what I lost. None of them paid back a cent. I kept all the receipts, the invoices, the emails. Not because I want revenge anymore. I already had that. I just like remembering the truth. Because one day Amanda will try it again. With someone else. For something else. And when it all comes crashing down again, it won't be on me. It never was.